everyone, welcome to another episode of No Title Needed, coming to you from the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, USA. I'm Cynthia Collins.
And I am Scott Osborne.
We are your co-hosts, and today, it's a very special day.
Oh, it is.
Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Because we have our pal back,
Yep.
Mike Murphy. And Mike, you've been here before.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Tell my wife that, will you?
I'll pass it on. And the last time you were here, it was great. However, you did not have on your finger
The ring.
the ring.
The ring.
Yeah.
The ring.
I was told to be sure to bring it this time, and so I did. It's
And
Yeah, let's
it's-
get a good shot of that over from that camera.
Oh, yeah. And it is quite impressive. And we all, before we started, we all, of course, had to put it on. I slipped it on my leg, like I said, and also took a picture with it. But you have one of these, and then you have a ring from the
AFC.
AFC Championship game,
Yes.
which is the one you have to win to get to play for
Yes,
this.
yes. And so,
And we won that, but we didn't win.
Yeah.
In 2009, we lost the Super Bowl.
yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
No, it's a bad memory. I
gonna
might
bring
get you might be.
We don't want to. It's a downer.
So what was
Yeah,
that
go.
you mentioned about the direction of the ring? How do
Well,
you wear it?
You're told to wear it like this so that the luck stays in.
I like that.
Rather than wear it like that
You're
so that the
looking
luck
at
falls
the luck.
out.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
That's neat.
Exactly. I would, because you're always told the horseshoe should go on,
Yeah.
so the luck doesn't fall
And that's
out.
specific for the Colts too. Because it's not like everyone has like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And your name is on the ring and everything.
Yes.
There's your name on it. Oh gosh, that's so cool. Last time, now we don't, because we had you on before, so we certainly don't want to repeat ourselves. Though you're a very interesting person, but I'm sure you have a plethora of knowledge in your head that we didn't cover, right?
Yep.
But real quick, we're gonna do a recap.
Okay.
You are from you're from New York, right?
Yes.
And you coached. You were with the Colts, but before that, you were with the Detroit Lions.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then before that,
Well, I started out coaching in high school. Then I went from there to college. Then I went from college to the CFL in Canada. Then from the CFL to the USFL, the old USFL.
okay.
The one that folded. I was on the phone talking, and they came in and took my desk. I said, I guess this means, and they took the chair, and that's a true story. And then I got into the NFL in '85 with the Detroit Lions. That was my first job. And then from there to Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. From there to Carolina Panthers, and from there to Seattle Seahawks, and from the Seattle Seahawks to the Colts. It's kind of, you keep the moving company in business.
That's right. And you wrapped it up with the Colts.
I wrapped it up with a great team
Yeah.
and had a chance to, go to two and win once.
Yes.
Was that your longest stint with a
Yes.
particular program?
Usually the shelf life is about 5 years, and then you either move on or they fire you. But
Right.
yeah, this was the longest time. It was great.
Okay, so you know a lot more about football than I do, though I enjoy a good game, and I like the jewelry. Like you've been around. I'm not saying, but you've seen a lot.
Oh yeah, I've got.
Okay.
There's not very many other than white hairs.
So you've seen a lot of this game, and like, how has it changed? I mean, you've seen so much from when you started, even in college, right? And your first coaching gig, right? And now, here you are watching the game, still watching the game, not involved, but watching it as an
I
expert.
watch them on TV. I get into those survivor pools, which I just lost this week, by the way, and I haven't won one yet. And my wife has won one, so obviously.
You got to get at least one now.
Oh no, yeah, that's almost a worse fate than death, because then you never hear. But you want me to tell you who to pick? No, you're out. You lost. I'm picking. So yeah, the game's changed immensely. Obviously, I mean, guys have gotten bigger. They're faster. They're stronger. The thing that's probably going the other way is a little bit of. And it's terrible to say, but the old timers, you could hit them with a bat and they're still playing. When you walked into the training room in the old days, it was like when you turn the lights on, the roaches would all leave the room. They don't want you to see them. Oh, well, he may be hurt. We got it. Now they're reading the Wall Street Journal, having lunch. So, that's one of the differences. The much better athletes, I don't know if they're quite. And again, they're all tough guys, but the old timers.
You think they were tougher? You think they were tougher?
Not necessarily physically, but they
Mentally, you think?
But they were going to play unless they couldn't walk.
Right. I saw this one guy recently though, 6'5",
Oh, yeah,
300
terrible.
pounds,
Yeah.
ran 4.6, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just like it's crazy.
Well, those are freak of nature. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys are huge. They're big,
Right.
and they're fast, and they're very, very talented.
Right.
And they had, obviously, an equipment has changed too.
Much more so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I played, they had what they called the Riddell helmet, and all it had inside was a web, and if you got hit, it was like you were crossing Murray, the bells were. Now they have all of the padding, and so they've made the game much safer
Right.
than it was from an equipment standpoint,
Yeah.
and from a lot of the rules.
I know
too.
concussions
and the
are
rules,
down.
Yeah, and the rules have changed.
Right.
You talk to Terry Bradshaw or Troy Aikman or those guys, they would love to play today. Dan Marino still be playing. You couldn't, those guys got hit.
Didn't he get
kicked,
Dan Marino?
you
got a
can't touch
concussion?
the quarterback today.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you
Marino
touch
got a
him.
concussion. I remember. Wasn't that Dan Marino that got the?
I don't. You probably. I mean, if you played back then, you
concussion?
probably answered the door.
A lot of listen, a lot of them get concussions. That's not, that still happens, But yeah, and what were you talking about? Come on.
Oh,
you were
there's-
talking about some things that have really changed.
The fourth down conversion.
You're talking to the wrong guy. My son-in-law right now gives me a hard time about that. We had a rule we kind of live by, the old guys, okay? Always take the points, especially early.
Right.
I'll repeat that. Always take the points, which means kick the field goal, especially early. Now, as the game progresses and you get into the fourth quarter, okay, and never go for it on your side of the 50.
Right.
Now they have all of these analytics, and they say do this and do that and do this, and one of my favorite teams is the Detroit Lions, along with the Colts, obviously, but the Detroit Lions, because that was my first NFL job. And Dan Campbell's the king of going for it on fourth down.
Right.
So I nicknamed him for my son-in-law. I call him Macho Man. I go, Macho Man's doing it again. And, so they have somebody that must do it with AI that tells you your percentages of doing, but always take the points early.
So
That
you're
was our
talking about,
motto.
instead of kicking it,
Instead of going
punting.
for it on fourth down, you kick the field goal.
that's what
Right.
you like.
That's what I would do.
Right.
Depending upon
But now
where you
they're
are.
running it in.
Well, now they're running it, and if they make it, they're a hero, and if they're not, they're a zero. I
Right.
mean,
Well,
if
they'll
you
go
turn
on
the
like
ball-
fourth and 8, and in the opposing 30, and they'll go for it. And that's just a whole that was unheard of,
Yeah,
even
and-
5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody sitting upstairs that's done all of this on the computer, and it says your percentages and so and so. You got to take into consideration how good's your kicker. Are you stopping him? Are you able to, stop him? How many times you've been able to drive the ball down the field? Are they stopping you? What time is it? The fourth quarter? When is it in the game? Where are you on the field?
So many
But again, the
variables.
rule of thumb was for us, always take the points, especially early. Don't go for it on your side of the 50.
Because it's a
Right.
risk.
If you
want
don't
the
get it,
points
the other
early.
team gets the
You
ball.
want the points early. You want to kick, so you get those points early, and then, like you said, maybe in fourth quarter, you're like, oh, okay,
Depending-
let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try to run it in. We can afford to maybe run it in like that.
Well, yeah, but for me, yes. For me,
Okay.
I take the field goals. And I think maybe you should start looking at some of the age of the head coaches and see what they do, whether
Yeah.
they take the field goal or they go for
It seems like a lot of the younger coaches are the ones that
Yeah,
are willing
probably,
to
that's
take the
probably
risk.
right.
Yeah.
We have to take a break, Mike Murphy.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I'll be here.
Very serious.
I know. We'll still be here, though, with Mike Murphy after this break and a message from our sponsor. Thank you. Hey, everybody, welcome back to No Title Needed with our very special guest, Mike Murphy. Mike was with the Colts, Detroit Lions, but the Colts, you wrapped it up with the Colts. You were with them the longest. And before the break, we were just talking about how the game has changed, your personal opinions on what should be done, what shouldn't be done now.
Fourth down conversion.
Too bad they still don't have you. But, right, fourth down conversion, learning all about that. But what do you think? I have a question talking about how things have changed and everything. Do you think the guys now, the players, do you think there's still the etiquette that they had? You know, I remember, and even I notice this when I'm watching a game, that sometimes they'll just take the ball and throw it to the ref or drop it on the ground, or you know what I mean? And the ref is picking it up. And to me, I'm like, why are they throwing it like that? Why don't they hand it to the ref?
There's a nice way to do that.
There is a
Are you
more-
talking about the football?
Yeah, the football, the actual football.
Well, that's obviously a very sore point here because it happened last week. And I just got knocked out of the pool because it happened to Arizona again. I was at Detroit when we drafted Barry Sanders, and every time he scored, he'd hand the ball to the official. Now, they have celebrations, and they're entitled to doing all of that. And, they trash talk, and I'm debating whether to tell the story, but I'm going to tell it.
You
Great.
are, Mike. You are going to tell it right now.
I worked at Detroit with a guy named Dick Mogilewski, and he was on his way out. He played a great defensive tackle for the New York Giants, and in their heyday, Frank Gifford, Sam Huff, all of those guys. And we were there, and some young guy was out there trash talking on the field and during practice, and he called him over and he said, "Hey, young man," and he was very polite because this is Dick Mogilewski, and he said, "Let me tell you about this game. Don't be like the dog that barks real loud behind the screen door, but when you let him out in the yard, he goes to the bathroom right next to the porch. So be like the dog that doesn't bark, but when you let him out, he goes over in the Great Dane's yard. So in other words, keep your mouth shut."
Right. Bark is worse than your bite.
That was Dick Mogilewski, not me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so, right. So, do you think the players have changed? Not all, of course.
Well, there's a lot more trash talking, but there's a lot more of that. And those things we're talking about Barry Sanders did that, but some of the great ones had big dances and spiked the ball. So
Yeah.
they're entitled to do what they want if they score.
And that, there's a mental element to it. It's part of the game, to trash talk your opponent. Reggie Miller was known for being the biggest trash talker in the game, but and that was part of his game.
Well, there was some guys, and I don't. This is before my time, but the old timers tell you that they never trash talked Big Daddy Lipscomb because they didn't want to get him mad. Because if they did, he'd kill you. "Oh, how's your wife? Is she doing okay? And you having a new kid?" So be careful who you trash talking to.
Yeah.
as well.
And these guys are so big nowadays. Like you said, they're just bigger. I mean, you're facing your opponents. They're all big. So you have big guys facing big guys.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
could you imagine just getting hit? Now, of course you want to always protect your quarterback, but
Getting hit and then getting back up and doing it again. These guys are huge.
I mean,
Well, the all-time quarterbacks, the Terry Bradshaws and the Dan Marinos, and those guys would love to be playing today because they really protected the quarterback.
Sure.
You go by and you wave to them real good and you may get so.
That offensive line has become so valuable.
Yes, and understandably so. I mean, that's you lose a quarterback and
Season's over.
You're in trouble usually. So
Yeah.
they got to protect the franchise. I understand that, but it's frustrating when you're a defensive player. Yeah.
Speaking of franchises, what's your relationship like with the Colts right now?
I mean, great. I really know a few guys left, Cato June and David Thornton, and obviously Reggie. But I'm also still friends with Pete Ward, who I think you've had here.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
who's a great guy.
Yes.
I mean, he's the best of the best. So,
He's so
yeah,
nice.
I root for him every week, and so I'm glad they're doing well. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, he is a nice guy.
He sure is. Do you have any, like, is there anything that happens on a basis with them? Like, do you reunions or any kind of, like, gatherings or anything?
When you walk into the room,
Yeah.
you were saying, oh,
or,
wow.
like, or tickets? Like, or do you go to the games ever?
The last game I went to was, I was to the 10-year reunion, Super Bowl reunion, and then when they put Napoleon into the Ring of Honor, I was there. But basically, no, I don't go to the. To be honest with you, you sit down, and unless you're willing to stand up for the entire game, you're up and down because everybody's standing. And I only got so many gets up and sits down left on my body. I got to say.
Right. Yeah, you should conserve those.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
So, real quick, we were talking about this on the break. The football that is expanding out of this country to Europe or to where did you go? Where were you? Japan?
We went to Japan and we went to Mexico City.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, can you compare those two
What do you
experiences,
think about that?
Well, I can compare those experiences, and I'm sure there's a reason the NFL is doing that monetarily. There has to be, because like we were talking about, it's going to be unlikely that a guy from London comes over to see the Colts play. I mean, so there's got to be a monetary reason they're doing that to expand the brand. Players don't necessarily like it because it's not like you're out on the town. You're semi-sequestered. The time element is really difficult because the time differential,
Jet lag.
And you come back, you got to get back into, back on the regular time. Just like when you're flying on an airplane, when you go coast to coast, you get, and logistically to move there, it's very expensive and hard. Comparing the two, Japan was very interesting. Obviously you're in a place where, it's a long way away, so the flight was tough. And Mexico City, the story at Mexico City was when we were in the locker room, they had us, and again, I don't need to coach in the NFL anymore, so I can, they had us put all of our valuables in a manila envelope and write your name on it, and then they put the manila envelope in a trunk, okay? And then they took the trunk on the field, and two equipment guys sat on the trunk the entire game.
High security.
High security.
High security there. Yeah. Two
So,
guys sitting on a trunk.
But so there's good and there's bad. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't like playing Monday night games either.
But so what teams are going over to Europe and down to Japan? I mean, I'm sorry. I know they're going out and doing this, but I really don't know a lot about it. I know they're trying to expand.
Yeah. Well, they're in Berlin. I think the Colts play in Berlin this year.
So the teams, the Colts, the Detroit Lions, the Miami Dolphins, the teams are going.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're
It's
going to.
not like separate teams that are going to be playing in Europe.
No.
It is the NFL teams,
Yeah.
and they are leaving the country and going playing against who?
Other NFL teams.
Other
Yes,
NFL teams.
Two NFL teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you just had this past week. Minnesota Vikings played in Ireland and stayed there and played the next week in London.
but where
I do-
wait, hold on. Where does this count? Is this part of the regular season?
Sure.
Yeah. I do like the hours because it gives you a whole day of football. It starts at 10 and
Yeah, unless you're playing.
Right.
I mean, because you
they're still playing like a night game though, aren't they? It's
Well,
just
yeah. Just think about it in terms of the U.S. A team from the West Coast, travels all the way to the East Coast, and they play at 1:00. Well, that's actually 10 o'clock
Yeah.
their time.
Yeah.
Some of them are just getting out of bed until they're playing the game. So your body clock.
Well, especially over in Europe, 7 hours difference over in Europe and Japan, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean, good gravy. Okay, so that is all a part of the season. They are just going to a different country.
I think every team
and playing.
Every team is traveling this
to try to get
season,
people
right?
from around the world to get more interested in
Yes,
the NFL.
That's got to be that, and to buy NFL merchandise.
And to
I'm
buy
sure.
the
I'm
merch.
sure, yeah.
There's
I'm sure
got,
that's
of
part
course,
it.
it's money involved. I mean, they have, like you said, they're doing it for something, to gain something.
Oh, of course,
I
they're
mean,
not- of course.
come on.
Yeah.
It's about money.
And a full day of football.
Yeah, I guess so. But I just think they're so into their own football, soccer to us, and rugby.
Soccer's, yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's...
And rugby, that I don't know if it's going to really catch on that.
I doubt we're really trying to, poach any of those viewers. I think it's just more of an awareness thing over
think?
there, probably.
I think that's probably right. Yeah, you're not going to replay soccer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
not there.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
No way. We have to now wrap this up.
It flies by every time.
Of course, especially with you.
Yes.
You know.
Thank you for having me back.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Always interesting stories. Always more to learn in that cranium of yours. And thanks for bringing the ring.
Yeah.
We all got a big kick out of that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, of course. And and we hope we'll see you again at some point.
Thank you.
Maybe not here, but who knows where?
Maybe
Maybe in
here.
Mexico City. I don't know.
We can
Japan.
get you and Pete to share some
know.
stories sometime.
Well, he's probably knows a lot more than I do, I
right.
guarantee
That'd be
you.
fun.
But yeah.
And thank you for joining us once again for another episode of No Title Needed right here at Feinstein's at the Hotel Carmichael. Come on over, see a cabaret in Feinstein's Cabaret. You will not be disappointed. They have a vast variety of wonderful talent here, and it is just a beautiful venue. So I'm Cynthia Collins.
And I am Scott Osborne.
We are still your co-hosts, and we'll see you next time.